It's good to get back. Yesterday, just had a chance to get back with the team, and we gave them some time off at the end of the week, and I felt it was really lonely around here for a few days. So it's good to have them back, get on the grass with them, start our preparation for this week's game. And thought we had a good first day. Thought our intensity was high. Guys did a good job. Had to knock off a little bit of rust, just taking a couple days off mentally. Hopefully today we'll be back in great swing with that. On that, we're preparing for a game that I think is going to be just a great opportunity for us and a great challenge for us at the same time. Going on the road to play UAB, a team that is record does not reflect the type of football team they are, and you're going into first of all, it's always tough to win on the road, but now you're going there on their senior day. All right. It'll be the last time that a large group of their players, I believe they have 19 seniors that are going to, play their final game there at home. That's always an emotional moment for the home team. So for us to go in there and match that intensity that they'll come out with is going to be a great challenge for us. And I know they're a well-coached team. Coach Dilfer and his staff are going to have great game plans up. You can see it on film, and you look at them, just looking at all three phases, you've got an explosive offense. It's averaging almost 400 yards a game. That can hurt you in so many different ways. They're hard to prepare for. They're a multi-formation group. They're going to give you a lot of different looks. It might be in the pistol. It might be in traditional one back. They can get out in some swing gate formations. So they do a lot of stuff to you to really stress your defense. They've been able to run and throw the ball effectively through the year. They've got a quarterback that's started now more than a handful of games. It's starting to find his rhythm. They've got two explosive receivers that both have over 50 catches. So you look at that, and you look at a running back that's rushed for 641 yards on the year, and probably the more interesting stat, at least to me, is he's only had 17 negative yards all season long. So he's a running back that likes to go forward, obviously, in that. And then you look defensively, they're a stingy defense. They're one of the best pass defenses in the country in yards per game. They're anchored with two really large guys inside. They play very active up front. Their will linebacker is Michael Moore is their leading tackler, is an excellent football player. They've got an edge rusher with 6 sacks that obviously can give you some problems in that area. And then you flip over to the special teams, and you've got the best punt returner in the country. Okay, you got a guy that's averaging, 22.3 yards a return in Cam Shanks. He's run 2 back already. He had a third one that was really about a half inch from being a third one run back. So you've got that, and then you've got a field goal kicker who's 19 of 20 and still, up for the Grozo Award. So and you've got coverage units that can run. They've got good speed on defense and offense, and so you're going to obviously have good coverage units with good speed in the kicking game. So yeah, our work's cut out for us, and but we're excited about the challenge. The guys, like I said, great day yesterday to start the week. We obviously are going to need every day this week to get as prepared as we possibly can to go out and play the best we can. And our goal is always the same every week. It's to be 1-0 at the end of the week. All right, and we want to go on the road and try to be 1-0. With that, I'll open it to y'all.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned some time off during the bye week. Chance to take a big picture look at a couple things. Anything you learn, or any adjustments, tweaks you make?
Well, I think the bye week, especially the late season bye week, is really good for your players, recovery wise. But for us, it gives us a chance to go back and look back at some fundamentals and work on that stuff. And then it gives our offense and defensive coaches a chance to take a look at, hey, what are we doing well? What are the things we think we can do better? And then apply it into your game plan. As far as specifics, I'm not probably going to share all those with you, but that's just because it's game week.
And then you talked about UAB's defense a little bit. Pass defense really good. Rush defense has kind of struggled. How do you kind of balance those things when you have a team that you haven't run the ball as much this year against an opponent that might struggle? How do you make that work?
Well, I think what you do is anytime you game plan offensively, defensively, kicking game, you've got to look at your strengths, you got to look at their strengths, you got to look at how you match up and where you best match up. And I know Coach Tuiasosopo and his staff are looking at all that, and we're going to put together a game plan that hopefully is going to allow us to be effective in running the football and throwing the football too. I mean, that's the goal every week.
Coach, afternoon, I want to ask you about Jalen Kitna. It looks like they have a couple of quarterbacks, both really big.
Yeah.
But Jalen Kitna, in regards to him, what kind of challenges does he present to you that you've not seen with other quarterbacks? Any other differences that he may show you that you've seen on film that differentiate him from the other QBs you've seen?
Well, I don't know. I mean, the beauty of this conference is there's a lot of good quarterbacks. I mean, you look at the team we played in our last game, you've got a guy that is one of that, and Seth Hennigan, who's a great quarterback. You had Jalen Kitna, who obviously, has a great background, and knowledge of the game. And you've got a guy that, they had a quarterback that was a record-setting quarterback there that got hurt, and that's how Jalen got his chance. And, you've just watched him grow. He's a big physical rascal. You see him, they'll use him a little bit in the QB run stuff, but I mean, he's back there to throw it and sling it, and he's got good arm strength. And, so you've watched him gain confidence just as the season goes on, which is kind of what you would expect with a quarterback that had limited starting experience, and now he's getting more and more, right, in that system. So you're starting to see that.
I think it helps that he has Trent Dilfer there as his head coach.
Yeah, I mean, that goes without saying. I've had a chance to get to know Coach Dill for a long time ago back on the West Coast. And, he's a former Fresno State Bulldog and then went into the league and then started really what became the Elite 11 stuff and all that. I mean, Trent is, obviously a very good quarterback coach. He's coached a lot of good young quarterbacks. And so that's a guy that's an NFL player and was a Pro Bowler in his own. So you got the opportunity to learn from that knowledge. I mean, I think any quarterback would appreciate that opportunity, and I think you see that.
And finally, Blake Banish, 10 tackles in the last game. He's playing like his hair's on fire. Can you talk about how he's also helping to lead this defense, because it looks like they feed off his energy?
Yeah, I think anytime, obviously Blake in the last game played really well for us, and he's gotten better and better, I think, as the years gone on too. And you talk about it, feeding off of each other, right? Feeding off each other's success, and you as a team, as part of your culture, you're trying to get it to. You want your team to feed off each other. You want to celebrate with each other. You want to find that, and Blake is a guy that's he's not afraid to show his emotions. So when something good happens, he's excited, and that gets others around you excited. And then you want it to be contagious. And then, hopefully then not only is everybody excited, but everybody's excited and making good plays at the same time.
Can you share a little bit about how these two guys have grown, how you've seen them over the course of their year here at Rice?
Sure. Yeah. I think, the interesting thing is, obviously Ty was with us last year, and, you could see, a lot of his reps a year ago came in the kicking game. And, but then you just watch how he's grown just through reps and time on defense. And you could see it coming last year. You knew that there was going to be some good things down the road for him. And you got a young man that works hard, that prepares, takes the time. He's got Coach John K. Johnston. Coach K has done a great job with him, as his linebacker coach, and just teaching him the fine points of playing linebacker in our system. And, you see him, he shows up in the blitz game for us. And, he was, I think active would be a great word to describe Ty, and as far as seeing him, how he plays. I mean, he's all over the place. He runs hard. He plays hard all the time. And, those are good hallmarks for young linebackers, and you add tough and physical, and you see this guy, watch his growth and maturation. I mean, he's somebody that should lead this defense for years to come, and that should be his next step would be being that guy that's able to take over and be a leader on the field. you know, obviously his play, you can lead somewhat with how you play, but then as he grows and gets older, then his voice will become louder. And then Graham, you know, what a great ad for us, you know, nicked up a little bit early. So didn't quite to get to really see this as early in the season as obviously we would have liked. But you know, you're just starting to see him grow in the offense, and, you know, he brings a really neat dynamic. He's a larger, big bodied guy that can not just run the underneath stuff, but he can stretch you and give you some matchup possibilities. And, you know, so it's been fun to watch him grow and have to come in fast and grow, right? When you come in out of the portal, you know, that's always the challenge, you know, for a new player, is how fast can I pick up what's going on? How fast can I learn the offense? You know, am I coming in? Can I stay healthy? All those little things that go with it. And, you know, like I said, we got off to a little bit of a slow start, but that wasn't no fault of his. And then, we were able to get him going. And I think, Coach Tui and the staff has done a good job of getting him more involved in the offensive package as time's gone on.
All right, we're gonna go online right now. Richard, do you have your hand raised? Go ahead.
Hey, Coach, how you doing today?
Good, Richard, how are you?
I'm doing great as well. I got a question about the injury situation. Is there anybody expected to play this week that missed last game because of an injury?
Anybody that's expected to play this week that missed last because of an injury?
Yeah,
Off the top of my head, no, I don't think you know, I think we keep our injury stuff kind of to ourselves in the most part, but I don't, you know, we're fortunate right now. We're in a fairly healthy mode.
okay, Coach, I got one other question. You kind of, touched on it with the open date, but is it really more valuable since you're an interim coach to have that extra week to get ready?
I think, I think the biggest value of the bye week in when you're 10 games in is really for your players as much as anything, you know, trying to give them some recovery time, trying to give them a chance to catch up on their academics that are hanging, you know, over maybe a little bit towards the end of the semester. But I think the opportunity to give them some time to physically recover, mentally reset, you know, I think we talked about earlier, you know, you have a little more time to look at where you're at right now. And then obviously, you know, you have a little more time to game plan. There's no doubt about that, because, you know, you've obviously got 2 weeks between games versus the normal 1 week.
All right, Ty, I want to ask you a little bit about how you feel on the field, as far as growing into this defense as an up and coming leader, like Coach said.
This year I feel just way more confident. It's just I think about, especially going from this year to last year, me coming in as a freshman, just learning the playbook, getting more confident in the scheme that we have here. And my big jump would really help me, I'd say, a lot in the spring, just getting to know the scheme of the defensive playbook, and as well as me applying it as my sophomore year. So me playing confident just helped me play loose, go back to my ways, just helping me feel loose and relaxed, gets me to play confident, gets me to play fast and physical. So I feel like that's just the best way I feel this year.
What's it been like having so many veterans and guys who've been there in the room to help out?
I mean, it's awesome. It's just an infinite number of resources. We just get to ask them any questions I have. Anytime I'm questioning, or even if I make a mistake, they're always there to uplift me, bring me up, don't matter the time, the place, either in practice, anytime I have questions. I have so many older guys in the room that I can lean on just to ask questions for them, and as well as help me grow as a player.
How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good to see you.
Yes, sir.
Big, pretty smile you got. So talk about what you're looking forward to this Saturday, coming off the bye, and how you're feeling right now. You feel a lot more confident going into this game?
Yes, sir. I feel confident going in there every week. This week at this bye week, I want to focus on just trusting in our teammates, trusting in this game, and being consistent as well. I feel like with me prioritizing, just not trying to do too much, just making the simple plays the best plays, and letting everything come to you, and not try to do too much, and all the pieces will fall where they fall.
How do you prepare? Do you You've got UAB coming up. What are you looking for specifically when you prepare for it?
I have a process that I do, like through my Monday. I always look at the base down runs throughout the film study. Then Tuesdays, I looked at the third down passing. I flipped from base down runs to short yardage to third and long. And as I prioritize my film process, and the coaches do a good job of making hot folders or cut-ups to help us see and break down film that they put out for us so we can have a better opportunity and get an advantage when it comes on Saturday.
As you look at this game, and I want to ask you about the quarterback in the next question, but as you look at this game, what do you see specifically from guys that you're going to have to defend? Quarterback, the Kitna kid, the quarterback. What can you tell us about him? What have you seen?
I mean, he has a great arm. He has the ability to extend plays. So we just have to play top down on the back end and make him throw the ball. And they have a pretty good group of skilled, explosive guys. So if we would be able to stop the run, that'll be a good thing for us. And just play top down from a defense would be a great thing for us.
2 games left.
Yes,
How do
sir.
you want to finish the season?
2-0, baby. That's all.
All right, we'll go for online question now. Richard?
Hey, Ty, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing great, great. Yeah, kind of piggyback a little bit, kind of what Nate asked and everything, but, you got 2 games left, one on the road, one at home. Just talk about how important it is for you, for the team to really play well the last 2 games.
It's very important. Coming into November, we just focus on playing one game at a time. So it's going to be big for us to win this game and focus on going 1-0 every week. Beat UAB. We say that across the board all day, every day, until all the way up until Saturday. So we're just focusing on one game at a time, getting better, getting this dub for the team.
Thanks, Ty.
Thank you.
Steve, go ahead.
Ty, you guys have one of the more balanced pass rushes in the country. I mean, you're leading the team with just 4 sacks, and you guys just have a ton of sacks overall. So what is it about your scheme that allows you guys to have just so many guys feast in the backfield?
It's just about us, and we have guys to help each other. So, if you may see like me getting all the sacks, but the credit to the sack, you don't see like the work that goes into that. So the D-line may be helping me get the sack, and I might be helping the D-line getting the sack just by carrying the guard to make me get open, or me carrying the guard coming to me just to help the D-lineman wrap around on any type of stunt just so they can get free to the pass to the quarterback.
Okay, and the last thing I had was we talked earlier about how many veterans you have in that linebacker room. So guys like Josh Myron, guys that are finishing up their college careers, what's kind of been their message to you kind of in leading this program going forward and finishing out this season?
They just telling me just finish strong, man. We have 2 games left. Just focus to be in the present. Don't worry about the future. Look back in your past, learn about the mistakes in your past. Just focus on your future. Play hard throughout the thing. Always ask. Don't be afraid to ask questions. It's me growing up. I was always asking other older people for help. So I just want to use my voice a little more, especially like getting out of my shell, because I'm kind of like a shy guy. So I'll try to be like more vocal as I can as I'm aging throughout the years.
Thanks.
Hi, Graham. Want to ask you a little bit about that. We chatted several weeks ago about you learning that position. How do you kind of feel now, 10 weeks in as opposed to 2?
I mean, it goes without saying that, like, you take Graham from today, the Graham from that time ago, and it's just, loads more knowledge and accumulation of and really it's the advice of everyone. It's talking to everyone with a really deep group of tight ends with just an amazing accumulated amount of knowledge about football, and just being able to talk with them every day, talk with the coaching staff, talk with the quarterbacks. I ask a ton of questions. You can ask anyone on offense. I'll probably ask the most questions out of everyone, but it's all to try and get as good as I can to help us win. So it's been great, and I love learning, and it's really cool how I can look back and see the improvement of where I've gotten to at this point in time.
Can you see at the same time, or how do you see the offense as a whole has kind of moved and progressed over that, 30
Yeah. This offense is you know, we got a lot going on, and it's a great thing because I think that makes this extremely hard to game plan against. And so, you know, we're led at quarterback by a very cerebral player in EJ, and just that, you know, that knowledge of how to play football and how to do it the right way, it just trickles down that entire offensive group. And so progression is key. And you ask anyone, and we want more these next 2 weeks, and that's our goal. But it's been fun to see us grow and gain comfort as we've gone along.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
First question I have for you, did you play a position before you played tight end?
Yes, I played receiver at Brown University for 3 years.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So talk about the transition and what it's been like for you. I know sort of similar to what you asked, but talk about the transition and what it's been like for you.
It's been great. You know, it's something that mutually me and the coaches agreed is something I should undertake. But you know, if you told me, you know, freshman year at Brown that I was gonna be learning the pass block in a couple of years, that'd be, you know, crazy to me. But you know, now it's something I look forward to because it gives me the opportunity to continue to develop myself all around as a football player. And as someone who's played 4 years now, every opportunity you get to continue to improve yourself is a cool opportunity.
Yeah, I guess I'll get more into that when we do the interview because I'm going to interview you. But I want to ask you in regards to preparing for UAB and what you did during the off week to sort of get yourself ready.
Yeah, off week's great in many ways. Obviously, you get that opportunity to recover. You get that extra week of film to start game planning. Obviously, what sucks about it, you know, we lost going into it, so you get that extra week to stew on it. But what's great is we get the unique opportunity to turn things around on the road this upcoming week. So lots of film, lots of talking with the quarterbacks and the offensive line, the coaches, and really trying to get everything game planned and ready so that we'll be 100% and ready to go when we go play on Saturday.
Did the time help you to focus a little more?
Focus a little more, I guess, a little bit. You know, just in the sense that you get to recenter yourself, you know, the body's feeling right and things like that. But I think if the offense brings a certain defense as well, and special teams and everyone brings the similar level of, you know, focus to every single day and every single practice and every single meeting. And that's what makes this group so uniquely fun to be around.
What do you know about UAB as you have studied them for the last week and a half?
Yeah, no, they're a super athletic group. They love to fly around, and they're gonna present a unique challenge as every new defense does, and we're gonna have to rise to the level to meet that.